We acknowledge with respect the Onondaga Nation, firekeepers of the Haudenosaunee, the indigenous people on whose ancestral lands Syracuse University now stands.
Good morning and welcome into Syracuse University Giving Day 2025, live from inside the Shine Student Center. I'm Chris Velardi.
And I'm Kim Infanti, just getting a phone call as this started. Who doesn't know that today is Giving Day and shouldn't be calling me at this hour? I tell you, Chris, being in Shine is so cool. For those of you watching, it looks a bit different these days than when we were students here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There has been quite a change at the Shine Student Center, and if you have not been back to campus for some time, this is a good time to come back to campus. And you'll get a look today as well as we continue to broadcast live from Shine all day. We will begin here at 9 a.m. on the East Coast and 6 a.m. If you're up early on the West Coast, good morning. Thanks for being a part of this show. And we will be here every hour, starting at the top of the hour, and it's going to be a full day really celebrating Syracuse University, celebrating our students, celebrating all that is happening here, and all that's made possible thanks to support from alumni and other generous donors.
Absolutely right. So let's start. Who are you? Tell me a little bit about you, Chris.
Oh, well, I am a 1995 Syracuse University grad. And I graduated from the Newhouse School with a degree in broadcast journalism. Now they call it broadcast in digital journalism. There was no digital in 1995. We hadn't gotten there yet. Worked in TV for a long time and home in Connecticut, and came back here in 2018 to join this office of alumni engagement. And it's a joy to be able to be back here at my alma mater, and to do things like this, to work with alumni. Alumni are my friends. And so that's a very cool thing. And I also adjunct at the Newhouse School and get to teach the next generation of broadcasters.
Awesome. I said that today on LinkedIn, you know, my Syracuse story. I'm Kim Infanti. I also work in the Office of Alumni Engagement and Annual Giving. And I came here and just wasn't even going to apply to Syracuse. I didn't think that I would get in. That worked well. It worked. And just so many of the best parts of my life are because of Syracuse University, whether it's friends made or a study abroad experience or, you know, my scholarship to come here, which was possible because of donor support. It's just my Syracuse story is such a huge part of my life. And that's what I hope that folks watching today think back on. How has Syracuse made your life what it is today? And how do you want to pay it forward to both current students and then students who have yet to understand that the best 4 years of their life are in front of them?
I think one of the really special things in talking to anyone who is a current student or is an alum is everyone has a Syracuse story, but every story is a little bit different. They're all tied together, though, by some common experiences. And that's part of what I think is going to be fun about today, is there's going to be a little nostalgia as you hear from some students who are doing what you did maybe 5, 10, 20, maybe 30, like me, years ago.
Sorry.
And I think the nostalgia is a really nice part of that. And we see that all the time when we post on social media. And we saw it recently with a post that we put up about what's happening or what has happened at the old Kimmel Dining Hall.
I know, that was something to see. So for those of you who didn't see the Facebook post, and 190,000 views, that's what we had on that Facebook post. So if you didn't see it, you really missed out. But Kimmel and Marion are no longer part of the Syracuse University landscape. And just to see the stories on that post, we had something like 600 comments from alumni who were nostalgic for that dining area, that place they spent so many, myself included, late nights having those delicious fries and fried chicken and things that I can't eat these days, but in college, man, that was really, really good.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many. I lived in Watson for a couple of years, and Kimmel was the easy, convenient, anything you wanted at pretty much any hour of the day place. So I definitely miss it. My friends kind of have this RIP Kimmel moment when we look at where it was and what it was. And that actually leads us to a couple of the things here. If you feel like we're talking to you, we are. That's the hope. And we'd like for you to talk to us as well. We have a chat on the website, and we'd love for you to participate in this. And we ask where you are. Where are you watching from? Who are you? Where are you watching from? And since we're talking about food, and I actually haven't had breakfast yet,
Chris,
so I'm a little hungry, we're interested in what your favorite dining hall was.
Yeah, it's easy for me, Brockway. Without it, I mean, that's because it was my freshman year dining hall. Brockway was fabulous. It looks entirely different, and the array of foods that students today can enjoy, it's really quite something. But one of my favorite things to do is to go and eat in those dining halls. But you know what, today is all about students. Chris and I were talking, you know, when we started doing these live shows 3 years ago. For those of you who watched, you might remember it was Mr. Scott Hansen of NFL Red Zone glory, Olympic Gold Zone glory as well. He hosted our first one. He was fabulous. And then last year,
yeah, we had Caleb Burton last year. We did several shows live from the Dome, which was a really fun atmosphere. And then this year, we wanted to be in the center of everything. And that's literally where we are here in the center of Shine.
That's right, and really showcasing our students. So you have Chris and I this morning, but for the entire rest of the day, you have student co-hosts alongside us, incredible current students. We're so excited to be part of this broadcast. Chris and I learned what we do at Syracuse University. These students are learning how to become the next generation of broadcasters, and so we're putting them in the spotlight today, and that's really exciting.
And you're also going to hear from student researchers. You're going to hear from student veterans, student entrepreneurs. Students are doing everything at Syracuse University, and so the broadcasters will help us host the show, but you're going to hear from the students themselves and their stories. And I think, obviously, this is Giving Day, and the big question always comes up. What is Giving Day about? Why does Syracuse University have to have one?
And we've actually answered that question for you. So we're going to roll a video now that really explains the whole Giving Day why, and then we'll introduce you to our first student co-host of the day, a girl you'll see throughout the day. She's amazing. You'll meet her right after this video. But let's answer, why give to Syracuse University?
People always ask me, does my $5 gift really do anything?
I get questions all the time why SU even needs money when they have tuition and endowment. Let us explain. At Syracuse, every gift tells a story, and every story matters.
Tuition doesn't cover the full Syracuse experience. When you support the Fund for Syracuse, you help bridge the gap between our endowment and tuition.
The Fund for Syracuse makes everything possible. It's flexible, it's immediate, it goes exactly where it's needed most.
Whether you're a Syracuse grad, a parent, on our faculty or staff, or a current student, you are a part of the Syracuse story.
And whether you give $5 or $500, each gift adds up.
Last year, Fund for Syracuse gifts of $100 or less added up to nearly $500,000.
To support students who need it most, fund groundbreaking research, and keep Syracuse promise of excellence.
They may be small gifts, but they do big things.
So you hear about how every little gift makes a difference. And on a day like today, every little gift actually gets pulled together because we've got some great challenges that make that dollar, that $5, $10, $44, if you want to be on brand, go a little bit further.
That's right. And so to introduce us to the whole Giving Day experience, to those challenges, those matches, a girl who really needs no introduction. She's an incredible current student, a sophomore.
And you just saw her in that video.
That's right. She's Isabella Galan, and she's here with us today. And another part of Shine, just over our shoulder. Bella, take it away. Tell us what to expect and pick our giveaway winner. Who's chatting?
Thank you so much, Kim and Chris. I am so excited to be here with you guys all throughout the rest of the day to pick some winners, to talk about some donors, and, you know, just really celebrate this Giving Day. I'm a current sophomore broadcast and digital journalism student at the Newhouse School of Public Communications, involved in many organizations on campus, which are possible because of all of the donors that we have and all of the incredible alumni support. So we are so excited for this Giving Day. Now, I know it's a bit early. I know I had to wake up a lot earlier than I usually do, but let's look at some of the people who are active in the chat right now. We have this beautiful website where you can give and where we can also monitor all of our donors and people that are in the chat. So let's take a look. We got no one really talking about their favorite dining halls, though. I'm a little disappointed. I mean, I do kind of have a soft spot for Sadler Dining Hall. That was my freshman year dorm, so I have a kind of soft spot for Sadler. But we want to keep hearing alumni. What were some of your favorite dining halls when you were here, or even current students? Which one is your favorite? But we have some great responses. Melinda, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. Scott, Andy, you know, we really have some incredible people in the chat, and we're looking forward to seeing more people get involved all throughout the rest of the day. Now, let's take a look at some other areas on our website we're going to be monitoring throughout the day. We have matches and challenges that we're going to be seeing how we're doing. Right now, the 44 Forever Challenge is 44% on its way to the goal. The First Time Donor Challenge, 16% on the way to the goal. We got to get that going. I know I'm going to start making my donations as soon as this broadcast is over, but we want to see more donations coming in through. And then if we look all the way down, we're also going to be monitoring our donors, and we're seeing that alumni right now are in the lead. Students are on a close second, so it's going to be interesting to see who is the one to kind of win the race when it comes to donors. And what really shocked me is what class is in the lead right now. Class of 2025, the current graduating class, they are leading the donor race right now, with class of 2024 a little close behind. I mean, class of 27, chop chop, we got to get going. I know probably more than half of you are still asleep, but we got to get that going. But we have so many different donor challenges and matches that we're going to be talking about all throughout the day. But yeah, I'm so excited to be here with you guys. It's going to be an incredible day, and we're excited to see all of the people that come to give. We're going to pick a winner from the chat. I think we're going to announce that a little bit later, though, after. Yeah. So make sure you are staying active in the chat, and we will reach out to you of who is going to win that special prize for this hour's broadcast. I'm going to send it back to you guys.
All right, Bella, thank you. And make sure you tell us your name, because anonymous can't win a prize. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we see some names we recognize in there. We'd love to see so many more as this day continues. And again, it is just a day to highlight the absolute best of Syracuse University. Our next show is one that I personally am super excited for. Dean Brian Conkle, Dean of Hendricks Chapel, is going to join us. I don't think you can talk about giving without being grateful for what we have. And that is the subject of our next show. Dean Conkle, current student Nico Horning, they'll be here to really run through gratitude with us. And I can't wait for that one. What do you have coming up?
Yeah, and if you'd like to let us know what you're grateful for and how you show that gratitude, participate in the chat now. Jump in there, because it's something that they'll be talking about. If you've never heard Dean Brian Conkle speak, you are in for a treat coming up in the next hour, starting at 10 o'clock. And then a little bit later on, we're going to explore esports here. Right. Esports is an absolutely growing program at Syracuse University. Facilities are amazing. A brand new center actually right there just opened, and you'll see it coming up at 11 o'clock. And then much more, obviously, throughout the day. We are here every hour, all the way up until 11 p.m.
And I saw a question in the chat, or a comment. Is that a little orange tree on our table? That is a little tree that is meant to represent what many of you will remember in Shine. There used to be a ginormous orange tree behind us, but with the renovations to Shine, that orange tree is no longer, but this pays homage to that orange tree, and something that, again, elicits that nostalgia for alumni. If you haven't been back to campus in a while, I hope this is your sign to come back and see us, Orange Central this fall, anytime. We'd love to have you. And I should mention our girl Bella over here, you'll see her next week. She's hosting our Alumni Awards. That's next week here on campus. If you live locally, we'd love to see you. Bella's everywhere. She'll be our MC, and we just can't wait.
Let's talk more about Alumni Awards coming up, too.
All right, yeah. They're April 4th. We have several outstanding alumni who will be honored, recognized, several university trustees, Paul Greenberg, who is just synonymous with Syracuse University in Washington, D.C., Judy Mower, who's just a staple in our community, Melanie Littlejohn as well, and also our Young Alumni Award winner, our Volunteer of the Year. It's a beautiful evening on campus, so I hope that all of you will consider coming out for those awards. They really are not to be missed. And great food, too, I must say. We started the show talking about food. Yeah. Let's end the show talking about food, because the Alumni Awards, certainly, that's one highlight of what is a truly beautiful evening.
Yeah, you mentioned Brockway. She mentioned Sadler. I got to give a shout out to Graham. I lived on the Mount, and Graham Dining Hall was my place. So
I lived on the Mount too, sophomore year. Brockway, all the way.
Wow.
And now it's Ernie Davis. So most of you probably don't know Ernie Davis, but that's a new one on campus.
Well,
That's
they know
fabulous.
Ernie Davis. They don't know he has a dining
That's
hall.
so true.
They
That's
didn't
very,
know
very
he was
true.
a chef as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to break down here. That is a wrap on the 9 o'clock show. We'll hopefully catch you at some point later today. You know, these are 10, 15-minute shows. We hope you can find time in your day to join us and really experience the best of Syracuse University. That's what today is all about. We are Forever Orange. We hope you are as well. Let's make it a great day.